Fox News. And thank you, Coctopus Prime, for bringing this to everyone's attention.
More of your tax dollars about to get eaten up. Democrats pushing a bill to the president's desk to spend $4.5 billion more on the school lunch program. That is on top of the nearly $13 billion we're already spending. They say it's to help make kids healthier. But Tracy, of all people, you say stop the gravy train. Really?
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Stay out of my kids' school. Stay out of the cafeteria.
Okay, so stay out of, like, what? These are Republicans talking, by the way. Everything's cool. I don't know, they're just pissed off their taxes are going to basically the poor people. Keep going.
5 days a week, and maybe that's where they're learning their good or their bad habits.
Well, whether it's obesity or not is immaterial. Some support for the school lunch program is a good idea. You want to educate the citizenry. You don't want morons everywhere. So giving them good food under a good program is not so bad.
All right, Charlie?
Although public schools are horrendous at spending money. I mean, all you have to do is look at what it costs to teach someone in a say a New York City public school and someone in a New York City Catholic school, and it's a lot less than a Catholic school, and you get a much better education.
What? Yeah, you get a better education because you spend, I don't know, however much freaking money to go to the private school. They have to spend that money on those kids. I mean, how else are they going to write that down in their books? I mean, duh. And he's like, it's far more cheaper to educate. Yeah, it's probably far more cheaper, but you charge them more money, you know, so you can pay your people and make some sort of profit. You know, it's just a money thing with Catholic schools and things like that. Private schools, all of them. Preparatory schools. Yeah, like, I would, if I'm paying, you know, let's say $1,200 a semester, yeah, I would hope that my kids are fucking getting fed really well and getting the best top education that I can afford type of thing, you know. Well, I'd hope so, because I'm putting money out. Now, when it comes to public schools, and I went to a public school, you know, but when it goes to public schools and things like that, you have to at least offer decent quality teaching, decent quality food, you know, just... I mean, these people are basically saying, fuck the poor, there's nothing that's good from them, nothing comes good from them, and, you know, like, whatever, I mean, that's fucked up. The poor have more to do with, and I'm not even saying poor, I mean, I'm not even, like, super poverty, I'm talking about, like, middle class and lower, okay, people who don't have money to send their kids to a private school, that is your future working force. And, yeah, I would assume that, I mean, even Republicans would want people who are, you know, some people to come out of the crop, right? I mean, you can't just, you know, assume that the handful of Republicans are just going to keep reproducing and hopefully make more Republicans. I mean, things like, I mean, they're just, like, they're so close-minded, it's fucking crazy. But... yeah, like, I mean, as a Republican in that spiteful kind of mind, I would think, you know, yeah, like, let everyone have the benefit of the doubt, and we will see who the cream of the crop is. I mean, because that's the way they fucking want to act, that's how capitalism works. I don't see how this is any different. So there's your argument with the Republicans, but... in all reality, what I think should be done is, yes, you should spend an extra $4.5 billion, and they're saying that's over the next 10 years. That's not even, you know, I think it's 10, it might be 5, but yeah, that's not even all at once, you know, so, and they're saying, like, 6 cents on each lunch increased, or, like, in the quality of food, or whatever. Yeah, you should do that. Food's important for education, like, for kids to fucking be educated. Like, this is just retarded. And these are all people that are all in ties and are very well off, very well off.
It actually has more economic output for dollar invested in it, because this is investing in our children. And it's not just more money, it's cutting red tape.
Investing in our children.
And it's
how many times do you use that a day? How many times do you use that line a day?
It is. It's an investment on our. I mean, if you want to look from a Republican's spiteful view, yeah, that's your workers. You kind of want them to live, don't you? So you don't have to do the shit jobs, right? I mean, whatever. Stupid.
I don't know, how many times a day?
Who've died over the years because life-saving medication, for example, is kept off the market by the FDA? Or what about the food pyramid, which we know now is a bunk they promoted for years and years and years? What worries me further, Heather, even if it is $4 billion, is that once again, it's the enlargement of the entitlement state, right? Now we got a government that feeds your kid, that educates your kid, that provides everything for your kid.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, the government, if they want people to have babies, which is the welfare thing and all that stuff, they want people to have babies. I mean, this goes to even to like the battlefields. Like when people go and fight and they are women, they are not allowed to go frontline, because they have baby makers. That is too important. You can't go shoot some people right on, have the heat of the moment or that experience, let alone, whatever, but it's because you have baby makers. And that's okay. If the government wants that, then that's fine. If that's going to be that way, then they're going to have to pay for it. That's the way it is. So I guess the Republicans' main argument here is, why are our tax dollars going to that? The Republicans, we don't want that. We can take care of our own kids. Like, that. I think that's why there were private schools put together. So if you wanted to be that way, you could be that way. But, I don't know, whatever. This is just... If the government wants people to reproduce and keep making Americans, then yes, they have to school your kids and they have to feed your kids. And it's basically giving children who didn't have a choice in being in this fucked up world a chance at having a better life than what their parents had. I mean, it's America. I mean... Why are we so, popular for whatever the fuck, or freedoms, or whatever you want to call them? Yeah, it's mainly that. It's like the benefits that come with the country. Whatever. And these Republicans want to just, rip it all up? I mean, these are the same people that would want to keep out, these would be the same people that would want to keep out immigrants, of course. Yeah, so go on with this.
Right, but Jonathan's point is a good one. My children are not your responsibility. Nobody's responsibility but my own.
But it's not only that, guys.
But Tracy, you're a good parent. You're very good with your kids. I mean, but no, I'm the first person to tell you, though, I work, a lot. It's very hard, and I'll stick $1 in the snack machine to give my kid a bag of Doritos. But that's my choice, my problem.
But it's track record of educating kids in public schools, especially inner cities, is lousy. And it's the same. Listen, I think you judge people on their track record. Barack Obama said you spend $800 billion. You spend $800 billion, you get stimulus and 8% unemployment. It didn't happen. You spend a lot of money in public schools, inner cities, and it hasn't.
Okay. Also, public schools are set there not only to give the future a chance. You have to ask why we're in this deficit and things like that, and why we're trying to get into war, and why we're trying to do this and that and this and that. Why did we bail out companies instead of, individual people? I don't know, why are we putting our own people into debt? You gotta ask yourself these things. But yeah, the public schools are basically set there for in dire needs, dire times, like now. There are a lot of people that have lost their jobs, and they're basically cashing in their unemployment just to live off of. And they, I've heard even a lot of kids had to go to that were going to private school are now going to public school because their parents can't afford it. They've lost their job in some company that they were in, and they were, they're, hardcore Republicans and things like that. And it hurts me to see these people who are on top, that are Republicans, don't even think about their fellow, people who have lost their jobs, their fellow Republicans that have, sunk down to the bottom of the pyramid, as it were. So, it's like, I don't know, whatever, this is bullshit. Had to cough. Anyway, yeah, I'm sort of ill. But all in all, the conservatives, Republicans, whatever, conservatives, I guess, they're basically saying, fuck poor kids. You're not good for anything. And that's not right. Everybody deserves a chance. Especially since you didn't have the choice to be here. I don't know. I'm very for helping anyone that, you know, didn't even have the chance or the choice to be in the situation that they're in and stuff. It's part of the sympathy thing, I guess. But anyway, tell me what you think about what these people were saying. I just basically want to say, fuck you, conservatives, and keep your. I mean, like I don't even agree with private schools. You know, like I'm like that's not really fair because that's like a business now. It's not really trying to educate whatever, and they don't really help anybody that, you know, genuinely wants to go but doesn't have any money. They don't have, you know, they have scholarships but not really, you know. It's disgusting. Someone always has to be better than someone, you know. But whatever.